What's up, guys? Your boy, 22K13. Gonna talk about 10 reasons for Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens at WWE SummerSlam 2015. And this comes from WhatCulture.com. Kevin Owens and Brock Lesnar are the two hottest stars in WWE today, which inevitably put them on a collision course for an eventual match. SummerSlam is right around the corner, and WWE could be tempted to seize on what comes and go with an Owens versus Lesnar main event. It is something that would have been thought impossible just a couple of months ago. But Owens' rapid ascent on the Raw roster had put him right into the equation for SummerSlam spotlight. After Lesnar, he nailed on for SummerSlam and what could well be his final match of 2015. Owens is the number 2 heel in the company right now and has stolen the show on multiple occasions. You can even argue that he's the strongest heel in the company, as he's generally been booked as an unstoppable monster. Seth Rollins, the supposed number 1 heel, is in contrast a cowardly champion. Brock Lesnar is undoubtedly the hottest babyface, popping enormous reaction and ratings with anything he touches. So if WWE were to go with their top heel against top face, Lesnar vs. Owens is undoubtedly the money-making match for SummerSlam. There are a whole variety of reasons to suggest it would make a lot of sense for the show. Number 10. Lesnar needs an opponent after Seth Rollins. For a long time, it looked like Brock Lesnar vs. Seth Rollins was the SummerSlam main event. However, WWE had pulled the trigger early and booked that match for July Battleground. It could, of course, be the case that WWE go with Lesnar vs. Rollins too at SummerSlam, but that would mean the feud running for a total of 9 to 10 weeks, considering WWE are already having trouble stretching it out in a 5-week Battleground build. It probably wouldn't be too smart to go with it again in August. It also doubtful that WWE would switch the title back to Lesnar when he'll only be gone again after August anyway. So with it in mind, WWE might be looking at having Rollins retain and moving Lesnar on to someone else. That someone else would have to be Kevin Owens, the only other heel in the company at a high enough level to engage with the beast. Number 9. Owens needs an opponent after John Cena. Coincidentally, Kevin Owens also looks to be in need of a fresh feud after Battleground. He'll be battling John Cena for the 3rd special in a row. With their series tied at 1 win apiece, this will be the rubber match to decide who wins the feud. What would make more sense in truly establishing a new heel megastar will be Owens getting the win. He then positively bounced into a big SummerSlam match with Lesnar. In many ways, anyone else for Owens is going to seem like a come down after the Cena feud. Brock Lesnar is the only step up that Owens could take. Anything else is going to be a step down the card. So with both men free and needed something big after their Battleground matches, perhaps WWE will indeed go with Owens versus Lesnar at SummerSlam. Number 8. The hot angle. Establishing the angle for Owens versus Lesnar would be easy, especially when you consider how naturally creative Kevin Owens is. The simple setup would be to have Owens attack Lesnar just as he was about to defeat Rollins at Battleground. But it could lead to Owens being unveiled as Triple H's new authority member, in addition to putting him alongside Rollins for what would make a stellar tag team. It's logical, as in real life, Rollins and Owens generally are Triple H boys. Lesnar would then seek revenge on Owens, maybe even costing him his NXT title. With both men hating each other, they then clash at SummerSlam. It could even be simpler than that. It could just be a case of Owens calling out Lesnar on Raw if both men do lose at Battleground. They be charging around on Raw the night after, looking for someone to take it out on. In the main event angle, they find each other. Number 7. The promos. Kevin Owens vs. Paul Heyman on the microphone would be every wrestling fan's dream. Heyman is the best speaker in the business, capable of selling a match like no other person can. As for Owens, he sells intensity as well as any wrestler on the microphone. His native Quebec tone helps to give him an edge of something different, which stands him out from all the other generic speakers on the roster. There's a legitimacy to Owens' words. It isn't like he's just reciting a script. You believe him and feel his emotion. So Owens and Heyman would undoubtedly have verbal war that would light up Raw ratings and sell network subscription for SummerSlam. But let's not forget about Brock Lesnar, who continually underrated with his speaking ability. His matter-of-fact hard-man promo was sparked wonderfully of Owens' similar tough talking. Number 6. The match quality. One of the very biggest reasons for doing Kevin Owens vs. Brock Lesnar is the guaranteed match quality. Both men are aggressive brawlers, backed up with top-level technical skills. It would be a well-paced and intelligent war, crafting an in-ring narrative while offering thrilling action. Just take a look at what Lesnar did with Reigns and what Owens did with Cena. Those were match of the year contenders, so just imagine Lesnar and Owens against each other. What makes both men so great is that they use guys, but also capable of astounding athleticism. Owens with the moonsault and Lesnar with the smashes would be a thing of beauty. It would be a heady mix of fundamental and pop spot. You can just envision the suplexes they exchange. It's just one of those matches you see on paper and you know will be fantastic. WWE should book it based on that in-ring promise. Number 5. Acting on what is hot. Something WWE really do nowadays is act on what's hot. For example, take a look at WrestleMania 30, when it took a near revolt to make them finally act on the overness of Daniel Bryan. Then this year at WrestleMania 31, they came really close to sticking with the long-held plan for Roman Reigns, even though they clearly wasn't working. There's a reluctance in the company to act on the now, and they far prefer to stick with longer-held notions. But with Owens, the character is maturing so quickly that they may need to act on him immediately. He can't be allowed to drift away into something generic. The company must strike while the iron is hot. Putting him against Lesnar now is the money, not in 9 or 12 months' time. Back in the Attitude Era, the company was fluid like that, and it worked great. Number 4. SummerSlam history of making stars. There's a tradition in WWE for affirming new stars at SummerSlam. The most recent example would be Daniel Bryan, who became WWE Champion in a clean win over John Cena at SummerSlam 2013, although that was immediately followed by Triple H heel turn and Randy Orton Money in the Bank cash-in. In terms of making fresh stars, Brock Lesnar is actually the finest example of a rookie getting a huge gig at SummerSlam. It was back in 2002. He only been on the main WWE roster for 5 months when he defeated The Rock for the WWE title in SummerSlam main event. Lesnar is now the veteran and could do that same favor to Kevin Owens. The rookie had a similar vibe to Lesnar, and it would be a stunning throwback to see him do what Brock did all those years ago. This time with Brock and The Rock role, a star could be made on August 23rd. Number 3. The reason to say sign up to WWE Network. What drives all WWE decisions these days is a WWE Network subscriber. An average of 1 million subscribers a month is needed for the company to make the project work, something which they aren't achieving right now. That in turn puts pressure on them to try new things and getting subscribers retained. Going with the freshness of Owens and Lesnar at SummerSlam could be that hook. A rematch of Lesnar versus Rollins from Battleground might not be the new content needed to retain the more casual subscriber. But Owens versus Lesnar would be a first time ever sale, which should traditionally always mean ad intrigues. Then there are the buzz that the booking will create, which will represent way more chatter than anything else WWE could go with. Just look at what's been the most talked about hottest feud of the past 2 months, Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Now imagine how much hotter it would be with Lesnar and the Cena role. Number 2. Give Brock Lesnar his heat back. If Brock Lesnar is losing to Seth Rollins at Battleground, then in the aftermath WWE will have to win the Beast's heat back. The logic for SummerSlam could be to give him a win against Owens, as it is a big name and would be a great match. Lesnar could look like a monster against him, in turn erasing memory of losing to Seth. It would in some way be unfortunate for Owens to be used like that, but it oftentimes is the case that secondary heels are used in that fashion. Just take a look at Rusev at the start of 2014. He was one of the hottest things going, but really he was only being built up to give John Cena a victory. The same was true of Bray Wyatt a year earlier. There is a chance that Kevin Owens is falling into that same category of heels. At least with Brock Lesnar, he being built up to lose to someone awesome, if that is the case. And number 1, Kevin Owens defeats Brock Lesnar and a major new headliner is created. On the flip side to the last point, maybe WWE will put Kevin Owens over Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, while keeping Lesnar hot is important. It is also important that WWE extract value out of him by having him put over other wrestlers. That's where the long-term value is, as the four-timer can take a rub off Lesnar and then carry that momentum on to the product every week. It was what Roman Reigns was meant to do at WrestleMania 31, but it didn't work out because he wasn't over enough at the time. Owens, on the other hand, is as over can be. If he were given a win over Brock Lesnar right now, it would put him into the atmosphere of main event players. He undoubtedly go on to the WWE title scene and be perceived as a major force in the run-up to WrestleMania 32. A big SummerSlam win over Lesnar could even establish him as the guy to beat at next year's Mania Showcase. Alternatively, Brock would take the win at SummerSlam and then not be seen again until Royal Rumble. There wouldn't be the same payoff compared to what WWE would get with Owens going over, with him there every week to capitalize on his accomplishment. Lesnar vs. Owens make a lot of sense. We will see it eventually. If it is SummerSlam main event, hopefully it will be a result that Kevin Owens deserves in becoming a true WWE headliner. Well, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.